Dear students, in this video lesson, I will explain about Gauss law in electricity. Before going to the statement of Gauss law, here we want to know what is meant by normal flux or total normal flux. See this figure. In this figure, this irregular shape is a closed surface. Suppose if we place a positive charge within the closed surface, then it has electric field lines. The electric field lines, I have already told you that if a positive charge is placed near to this positive charge plus q, then it is repelled. Then the path in which the repelled unit positive charge moves is called electric field line. So, if a positive charge is placed within the closed surface, then the electric field lines will pass from the positive charge and towards away, or these electric field lines will pass out through the total surface area. And if that flux is perpendicular to the surface, then it is called the normal flux. So, the total normal electric flux means the electric field lines passing out through the surface from inside to outside when a positive charge is placed within the closed surface. Next, coming to the statement of Gauss law, the total normal electric flux. The total normal electric flux passing out through the closed surface area is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times to the total charge contained within the closed surface. Suppose if the total normal flux is phi and the total charge contained within the closed surface is say q, then this phi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times to the charge q. This is the statement of Gauss law. But in this Gauss law, two cases will arise. The first case is when the charge is inside the closed surface, and the second case is when the charge is outside the closed surface. So, first I will go through the first case, that is, if the charge plus q is placed within the closed surface, and this is the closed surface and this plus q is the charge placed within the closed surface, that is at a point O. Here I took a small area on the surface of this irregular shape and let it be ds. ds is the small surface area on this irregular surface. Here I will take a normal line to the surface area, that is taken as ds bar. This ds bar is called the aerial vector. Aerial vector means this is the vector that is normal to this surface, and having the same magnitude which is equal to the area of the surface. So, aerial vector has the magnitude equal to the area of the surface and normal to the surface. And here E bar is the electric field vector, that means electric field line that is passing from the positive charge away from the positive charge, and this electric field vector is making an angle theta with the aerial vector ds. So, the angle between the aerial vector and electric field vector is equal to theta. Let this small surface is at a distance r from the positive charge which is located at the point O, and this small surface area ds is making an solid angle d omega at the point O or at the charge q. So, this is the introduction of the figure. So, ds is equal to the aerial vector and E bar is equal to electric field vector or electric field intensity vector. Then what is the total number of electric field lines? Those are passing out through this small area. In the earlier class, I told you that the flux d phi passing through small area ds is equal to E bar dot ds bar, where E bar is electric field vector and ds bar is the aerial vector for that small area. When we took the dot product, the value comes out as E bar dot ds bar is equal to E ds cos theta, and this is the magnitude of the normal flux passing out through the small area ds. Then we have to find out what is the total normal electric flux that is passing out through the total area. Then this d phi has to be integrated. Coming to E, electric field intensity, the equation is known for us. E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square. Here epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space where the closed surface and the charges are placed, and q is the charge that is inside the closed surface, and r is the distance between the charge and this small surface ds. Then substituting this E value in this equation, in d phi equation, then d phi is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square into ds cos theta. Then d phi can be written as q by 4 pi epsilon naught into ds cos theta by r square. This ds cos theta by r square is also known for us, and this is nothing but the solid angle made at the point where this positive charge is located. So, substituting d omega instead of ds cos theta by r square, then the equation comes out as d phi equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into d omega. So, to get the total flux, that is phi, this less quantity or flux passing through the small area d phi is to be integrated. So, phi is equal to integral d phi, and this is equal to integral q by 4 pi epsilon naught into d omega. Coming to this d omega, if the area is very small, then it makes 0, that is the integration lower limit. If the total area of the surface is taken, then the total surface area will make a solid angle at the point O, which is equal to 4 pi. So, here the integration limits are in between 0 and 4 pi. Here phi is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught integral 0 to 4 pi into d omega. Integral d omega is equal to omega, and substituting the lower limit and upper limit, the lower value will become 0, then only the upper value comes out as phi is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 4 pi. This 4 pi and 4 pi gets cancelled, then phi is equal to q by epsilon naught. So, the final equation is, this is the total normal flux. This total normal flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times to the charge contained within the closed surface. If there are two charges within the closed surface, let q1 and q2, then the equation will come out as phi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught into q1 plus q2. We know already this phi is equal to E into A, or we can write this as integral E bar dot ds bar. So, phi and integral E bar dot ds bar both are equal. These two quantities will represent the total normal electric flux passing out through the closed surface when some charge is placed within the closed surface, and that is the end of the case 1. Next, coming to the case 2, when the charge is placed outside the closed surface. Say this is the closed surface and this is in banana shape, and the charge is placed at the point O. That charge is equal to plus q. If we take a small area on this first surface, let it be ds1, and this ds1 is making a small solid angle d omega at the point O. If this area is extended, or that aerial vector is taken on the second surface, the aerial vector is equal to ds2, and when it is taken on the third surface, it is ds3, and when it is taken on the fourth surface, it is ds4. So, ds1, ds2, ds3, ds4, all these are the small areas taken on the first, second, third and fourth surfaces. Always the aerial vector to be taken on the surface normal to the surface and outside the surface. Here in the figure, this ds3 is shown into the closed surface, and this is wrongly shown, and this vector should be taken in the opposite side, and all these areas are making the solid angle d omega at the point O. Here we will take each and every equation for all the four surfaces. Next one is another thing, this ds1 is making an angle theta 1 with the electric field intensity. The electric field intensity is to be shown from the point O on to the surface S4 center point. So, this will be the electric field vector, and ds1 is making theta 1 angle with E bar, that is electric field vector, and this ds2 is making theta 2 angle, and ds4 is making theta 3 angle, and ds4 is making theta 4 angle with electric field vector respectively. And all these surfaces are at distances r1, r2, r3 and r4 respectively from the point O or from the charge plus q. The general equation for electric flux d phi is equal to q by epsilon naught into ds cos theta by r square, and applying this equation to the four surfaces, that is ds1, ds2, ds3, ds4, then q by 4 pi epsilon naught ds1 into cos theta 1 by r1 square. Similarly, ds2 into cos theta 2 by r2 square plus ds3 into cos theta 3 by r3 square plus ds4 into cos theta 4 by r4 square. Then substituting the solid angle subtended due to all these four surfaces, this solid angle is same. So, we will get d omega, d omega, d omega, d omega, but the second one and fourth one, these two are positives. The first d omega value and the third omega value, these two are negative, because the electric field vector is in opposite sense to the aerial vector ds1 bar and ds3 bar. So, we put a negative sign before this solid angle. So, all these d omegas gets cancelled and the resultant will come out as 0. So, the total normal electric flux is equal to 0 when the charge is placed outside the surface. In the statement itself, we stated that the total normal flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times to the total charge contained within the closed surface. So, here within the closed surface there is no charge, whatever the charge that is placed outside the closed surface, it will not give any effect. So, the total normal electric flux will become 0. With this, I will conclude this lesson, and for study material you can go through my blog PS Brahmachari, PSBRAHMACHARY.blogspot.com. Dear students, if you have any doubts, you can call me at any time. Thank you.